Go.
Hey, Rick McBride here with your Property Masters and 5 minutes of free time from McBride Realty Group. Today, what I want to talk about is that you always need to use an agent to purchase a new home. I was reading an article in Realtor.com magazine referencing an article in Forbes magazine written by the National Association of Realtors Chief Economist Lawrence Yun. In my nerdy way, that I really enjoy reading that type of stuff. The article was making the argument that building more apartments and houses will slow inflation and therefore keep interest rates down. Interesting concept. Little background. In the last 4 months, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates a quarter point twice. They're signaling that they will continue to raise interest rates to help curb inflation. It's generally accepted accounting practice that the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates to spur the economy, and they will raise them to cool it off. The process is based on the theory that raising interest rates cools the market because there's less money out there being lent and therefore less being spent in the economy. Of course, the opposite is true in a slowing economy, which we had 15 years ago, and they lowered the rates all the way to zero, which introduces more money into the economy, and therefore more money is spent. So the theory is, hey, if there's more money out there to lend, people are going to use it, entrepreneurs are going to get it, they're going to invest in new companies, they're going to invest in new products, new processes if they can get money cheap. But when we want to slow the economy, then they raise the interest rate. Okay? So how does this relate to new housing being built? So we always say it's simple supply and demand. Yun's argument, and we reported back as well, that there are 1.6 million people expected to move to the state of Florida in the next couple years. Yet only 1.2 million homes are being built. Obviously, there's not enough supply to meet the demand. So, that's a nationwide problem. So that means that prices are going to continue up. And housing is one of the major contributors to the economy, and therefore a major contributor to inflation as well. So, Yun's argument is, if we build more houses, then we will have less inflation because there will be more supply, and then the prices won't get forced up as quickly. He's probably right, but building houses is a challenge. But eventually, they'll figure out a way, and supply will meet the demand. Where there's demand, there's going to be entrepreneurs out there building to meet that demand. This is where we come in. Did you know you can use a realtor to purchase a new home? Not only can you, it's essential. You do not want to walk into that sales office without a realtor representing you. If you walk into a sales office today, tell them we are your agents, record us as your agent, and then they will recognize us as your agent. If you walk in there and fill out their card and don't put an agent, they're not going to recognize an agent, and therefore you won't have anyone representing you in the sale. Did you know that new home builders will negotiate? Did you know that? Of course they're not going to tell you that. They're going to print their contract at full retail price and have you sign it thinking that this is how it works. This is your only option. But did you know that you can request things like free upgrades, closing cost assistance, and discounts, as well as make an offer on the actual price that you're going to pay? The best way to do it is to just build the house that you want on paper, let them tell you what it is, kind of like when you buy a car, and then make an offer at what you're willing to pay for that. And then how they get there, they'll do just like the car dealer does and go back. They got to call their general manager and all this stuff, but they will negotiate. A realtor can take the hard line for you and eliminate all the emotion of the transaction. Because let's face it, you love the home, you're going to pay whatever they put on the piece of paper. But why pay more than you have to, or settle for standard cabinets when you can negotiate upgraded cabinets? The last one we did for one of our good friends saved him $20,000 purchasing a new home and got him 2 or 3 upgrades that he wasn't going to get, or that he was going to have to pay for, as well as had all of his closing costs covered. Are you thinking about buying a new home? Call or text us today. Make sure you get the most for your money. Call or text us at 386-866-1007. Have a great weekend. Here if you need.